Hey guys, Ryan here with Texsource with another edition of Oddball Printing Series. You can see what I'm wearing here. It's a Carhartt style jacket. It's from Dry Duck, but it has that Carhartt vibe to it. We're going to print a left chest logo on this jacket. It's going to be interesting, but it's another one of those oddball items that we're doing for Christmas time. It's also great for birthdays, that sort of thing as a gift, but you typically don't print these in your screen printing shop. So the tricky part about this jacket is we're not going to be able to use a hold down jacket platen because this Carhartt jacket is so thick. In a couple series later, we'll actually print on a thinner jacket with a hold down palette. But this Carhartt, this Dry Duck, is really thick and it's not going to work with a hold down palette. So what we're going to do is later on in this video, we're going to show you how we're going to print this. It's a little tricky. But to start, we're going to print a left chest. We have three options here, and this is just to kind of show you guys what is usually recommended when doing left chest prints. If your customer allows you to pick the design and to actually design it, always go with something with the oval, with a circle around it, especially with left chest. Left chest, you want to make sure you get really dialed in and straight. Best way to do it is add a circle around that logo, and it gives you a little bit of a variance in case that logo is crooked. Obviously, you want to be as perfect as possible, but as a screen printer, any help at all possible, it's always good to add an oval, but that is only if the customer allows you to kind of design that logo. So today, we're going to print this left chest with the oval around it here on our Carhartt jacket. Another series of the oddball printing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. Check us out. Follow us to the screen room. We're going to burn this image on left chest. Remember, with the left chest, go 4 inches over from the center. It's always great to have registration marks on these, which most of you guys do. It's going to allow you to get this a little bit more centered in the left chest area of the screen. So follow us to the screen room, and we're going to get the screen burned. Here we are in the screen room. We're going to go ahead and line up our logo. This is a standard left chest print. So it's going to be a standard 4.5 inches down from the top of our screen. Now that's with our palettes. Some of you guys might have different styles palettes. So we'll go 4.5 inches down. Again, we're going 4 inches over from the center of the screen. So that is going to be 10 inches over. That'll be 14 inches over from this side, from the right side over 14 inches. So we're going to go 4.5 inches down on the registration mark. Remember to flip your logo. 4.5 down. $14 inches over to the reg mark. We'll do a quick double check. A little bit high, but that'll be all right since it's one color. So a quick tip when lining up left chest logos as a screen printer, sometimes you get confused. If you are, not sure where this should go, always pull the screen up, lay it on your chest as if it was going to be you're printing it, and that'll give you a good indication if you're on the wrong side or not. All right, guys, we're back from the screen room. Screen is burned. We'll get it placed into the press. Important thing about lining up your left chest logos, as you can see on my palette, I have 2 lines that I've already pre-drawn on this palette. This is a clean palette. First line is a center line of the palette, obvious to all screen printers. If you don't know that, you might not need to be watching this video. Nonetheless, we have our center line on the palette. This palette is 16 inches wide. We go 8 inches to the center. Because we're printing a left chest logo, the left chest needs to become, with the shirt that I'm wearing, here's the center line of my shirt. the left chest needs to become 4 inches over from the center of the shirt. Translating to pallet, you need to go 4 inches over from that center line of the pallet over to the registration marks. That's on the film. So I've got both lines already drawn. Center line is 8 inches in the middle, 4 inches over there. We're not going to put the film on this pallet because we're going to show you guys a different way to line up the left chest with this expensive jacket. It's not a $2 t-shirt, this is a $55 jacket. So you want to make sure you get it a little more exact and right. So what we're going to do here is bring our screen down. That is already burned. We just want to get this left chest logo lined up on the left line as close as possible. We want to get the 2 registration marks centered on that line. And that's all we're going to do. To ensure that we get this left chest placed correctly on the jacket, we're going to take one step further, and I'm going to put the jacket on and actually tape the logo, the actual film itself, to this jacket exactly where I want it to be. If you don't have anybody with you to help you do this, go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, and tape it on yourself. But because this is a $55 jacket, we just want to ensure that we get a little more exact than normal. If this was a t-shirt, it wouldn't be as critical. But again, like I said in the beginning of the video, that's why we went with the oval left chest logo, because it's a little more forgiving when you're lining this up. So I'm going to have Mike come over here and place this where it should go. So you see how we're taped. It's not adhered really well. So when taking this jacket off, I need to be a little bit careful. Again, I had Mike to help me put this on. If you're by yourself, just look in the mirror and kind of place it yourself. And again, the reason why we're doing this is an expensive jacket, and we just want to take one extra precautionary step to make sure it's printed correctly. So I will then take this off. I will then have to zip it back up. But as you can see, as I've got it laid down, that logo has not moved at all. So what we've just done, again, we've got our lines in the palette. We'll slide our jacket on. We've looked into the mirror or had someone to line the logo up for us. And now we're going to bring the screen back around, and that'll get us the logo placement a little more exact. So as I bring it down, I can tell that I'm a little off. I have a little room to pull this back. I will mess with the palette some. All right, I moved my palette back just a tiny bit. Pull the screen down. Have a little bit more room to come down. All right, from there, we will move the screen. Got my placement. Again, it's a one color, it's simple. So I've got my screen lined up with this logo. I pull this off, I no longer need it. Now you may ask, how do I know where to line this jacket up on the pallet each time? Just like a center t-shirt, you line the t-shirt collar right off the pallet. That's the exact same way I have this jacket. The collar is right off the jacket collar is right off the pallet, and my zipper is perfectly in the center. So every time I load, I know I'm going to load this jacket perfectly in the center, just right to the edge of the collar, and that when I pull the screen down and print, I've had to print multiple jackets, it's going to be in place every time. So as you saw when I put this jacket in, there was no pallet adhesive on the pallet. There's no spray tack, there's no dual tack pallet tape, no water-based glue, nothing on the pallet, because none of that's going to do any good for a jacket that's 2-3 ply. The bottom layer of the jacket will adhere to the pallet, but the top layer won't. So when I print this logo, it's going to pull this top layer of the jacket off. And if you have to print multiple colors, this won't work. Again, at the beginning of this video, I said it's going to be a tricky print because you can't use a jacket hold down palette because this Carhartt dry duck jacket is too thick. You'll probably end up warping that palette hold down before you get to hold this jacket on. So you basically have a one chance to print this logo. What we will do is we'll put the ink in, we'll get a nice flood to get this stencil nice and thick and full of ink. Once we go to print, we want to make sure we have nice off contact from the screen to the jacket, get one nice print, and you're done. We'll be printing black ink. You can't print white ink on this because we don't have a hold down palette. There's no adhesive, so white ink will not work. That's why we're using black. So when printing this specialty type oddball item, you might be discouraged. You might say, oh, it's not for me, but that's why we're showing you this video. It's doable. You can do it at home, and we're going to show you how it's done. So I'm going to fix my off contact. You don't want to have a ton of off contact, but you want to have a decent amount on here. Because we're printing black ink, when you print, this screen should release pretty well from the jacket. If this was white ink's tacky, so when you print multiple times, it causes the garment to pull up. It's another reason why white ink will not work on something like this. This is a left chest print. So normally when I'm adding inks to my logos, I put the ink on the back side of the logo on the screen. Because it's a left chest and because I have a zipper on this jacket in the middle, I'm going to print from this angle towards the left side of the jacket versus back of the screen to me. Again, it's because we have a zipper in the middle and we only have one chance to get this print down correctly. Get you a nice flood. What that's good for you guys to see, you could see my palette move as I printed, but if you get on top of this, that logo looks good. One hit, nice flood. I had the stencil really thick with the ink. That's what you wanted. We're printing a one hit on this type of garment. So we will now dry it. Looks good. So we've got the jacket printed. It was good for you guys to see. A lot of manual presses have their, when you're cycling the pallets back and forth, has a little track that it sits right into. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to get this video for you guys. And it was good for you to see a mistake that I made. I got lucky that it came out right, but when I was pulling the print, the pallet moved on me. Either I'm just too strong. Who knows? But the print came out well. You got the gist of it. So now we're going to cure this print. We're not going to send it through the dryer because we're going to mimic what most of our shops might have. Is you might not have a big enough dryer to send this thick freaking hoodie or jacket through a dryer. You might not have the distance between the belt and the top of that lid of the dryer. So what we're going to show is we're going to cure this using a heat gun. We'll have two ways to test to see if we cure it. One will be a swipe test, and the second way will be using a temp gun. All right, so we sell these heat guns, small, simple Warrior heat gun, nothing major. I have not cured this yet, but you can see it's a nice looking print actually. So we'll get the heat gun. When you're using a heat gun, you do not want to stay on one section only. You want to constantly be moving this heat gun around on the logo. All right, so now let's test to see if this is dry. One way, we can do a swipe test, but before we do that, we're just gonna touch it slightly with your finger on the logo, touch down and back up. Don't try and touch all over the logo, because then you'll just basically make stamps if that ink is still wet. So we're gonna do a light touch, pick up. There's nothing on the bottom of my finger at all. I'm gonna check one more time. Light touch, pick up. You want to go straight up and down when you're testing that logo to see if it's dry or not. It is dry. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit, cure it a little bit longer with this heat gun, and then I'm gonna use my temp gun that we have here, as well as doing the swipe test to make sure we're fully cured. All right, so we'll hit it real quick with the temp gun. We're at 262, now it's dropping temperature, but as we were doing it, when I was using heat gun, we were hitting 299, 310. This is a low cure black, so we would have been fine at 275 when curing this. But when I was using the heat gun and hitting the tip gun at the same time, we're hitting 299, like I said, up to 310. So that way I know it's cured. But the second way we're gonna test this is using a swipe test. So what I mean by a swipe test is getting a white t-shirt, using the inside of that t-shirt with your finger, get a little finger point. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a part of the logo, and you're gonna not swipe the entire logo. You're not gonna rub the entire thing like this. You're just gonna pick a part of the logo, give a little bit of force, a little bit of a dig, and a little scrape. And if nothing comes off, nothing comes onto the rag, you know you're cure. Again, you're not doing this on the whole logo. You're just gonna get in one little spot, with a little bit of force, a little bit of dig, and you can see how this side of the hoodie pulled up. A little bit of force, dig, and nothing's on the back of that shirt. That will let you know it's cure as well. All right, guys, post-cure with a heat gun, you saw the two ways we tested it, but if you're still paranoid about this logo not being fully cured and you have a heat press in your facility, you can always put this jacket onto the heat press, put the Teflon down, and hit it with the heat press for 15 seconds, and then you know you're gonna be cured. But as I just showed you in the video, we took two different tests, the temp gun and the swipe test, and I know it's cured. But that's just a tip if you're a little paranoid. So here's our jacket. So this was a $52 jacket. We'll round it up to $55 jacket. Standard black ink, low cure, which everybody has those types of inks in their shop. So all in with this cost as a Christmas gift or a birthday gift, you're 55, 60 bucks, labor, all in. Pretty nice little logo. It came out really nice. You saw the different steps we took to make sure we have the logo placement perfect. You saw the different steps we took to the palette. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's a third video in our oddball series. This is an oddball jacket. I mean, no one really buys these and prints on them. It's a nice looking jacket. So the third video series in this oddball printing. The next one coming up is going to be golf towels. We also are going to do one more jacket. It's a fully polyester jacket, the old school style jacket, so you'll enjoy that. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you.